Hey everyone, happy Monday and welcome to a merry new week. It is Easter Monday, so I hope you had a great Easter weekend and you didn't eat too much chocolate. I know it's a tradition to eat too much chocolate, but I hope you got what I said about breaking the shell and shaking the calories out. And I hope you're having a great start to the week. I know I certainly am. Not quite over goal today, so let's talk about that in just a second. Before I do that, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. It really helps me out. Do it now if you can before we get into the nitty gritty and the details, and we all forget what to do. Welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. I am, of course, Tony, and I'm going to give you a trade recap on what I've traded today. So I've traded 4 stocks today, 100% green, and we went. I got $5,000 up. So my goal is $6,000 a day. So I got to $5,000 and I took what of a desperation trade, but more of a boredom trade with one stock, and it almost went against me. I had about $7,500 to the bad, in the hole to the downside. And before it then rallied and came back, and I got out for a little over break even. On that particular trade. So we ended up, let's say, just over $5,000 down, $5,000 up. It could have been, if I'd taken a hit instead of being stubborn and holding on to the position, I could have been $2,500 in the red. So that for me was a lesson in overtrading and not sticking to my own disciplined strategy. So I was streaming live all day today, so all my trades, you can go and check them all out in real time on the recorded session from earlier. What I'll do is I'll put some edited versions on the back of this one for you to your entertainment and enjoyment, education purposes only, of course. But when you're trading, when you sat at your desk for so long, fatigue sets in, boredom sets in, and being disciplined for the full duration, your concentration wanes. You take a position size, and it's just not right for you. So that's where I was today. I wasn't being overly aggressive today. Today just wasn't the day for it. It was quite a choppy market. There was some good movement in terms of volatility, but not really underpinned with the volume. There was some good volume, but just didn't have the volatility. So good setups were few and far between today. Now, I managed to take a couple pretty much out of the gates in terms of gap and go type setups, and I'll show those. I'll show you the Guard Force. I traded Marathon Digital as well. So Guard Force I traded a company called EBIX, EBIX Inc. And I traded a company called ELOX Pharmaceutical. And I traded Marathon Digital. So those are the 4 stocks that I traded today. And the first one that I traded was Guard Force AI. You recall I traded Guard Force AI a couple of times last week profitably. It's one of the AI stocks, along with C3 AI and Big Bear AI and Bullfrog AI and Soundhound. And it's a very buoyant sector at the moment. There's a lot of volatility in that sector, but most of it bullish. So the one that was moving, well, most of them moved at some stage today, but Guard Force was the one that was moving pre-market, and not huge amounts, but it was up. Come the bell, we didn't trade anything pre-market, but come the bell, it was up, and we got a bit of a gap and go. I was able to take advantage of that. Let's see what we're talking about here. So the first thing we traded, as I mentioned, wasn't really moving at all pre-market. Not even great volume either. So as it started to make its move up, I was tempted to get in on this move. It broke the VWAP, tempted to get on this pullback and move up, but I thought, no, too close to the bell. I'll wait for the bell and see what happens. So as we got close into the bell, a little bit of a pullback before then shooting up. So as we broke the pre-market highs, which were here, as we broke the pre-market highs, I got in, and then I was able to take profits, and then as it started to pull back, I exited the position. I did trade it a little bit later. As it started to make its move up here, I got in for the break of new highs. It pulled back, so I averaged down on the basis that this opening high, if you will, here I looked at that as a support area. As you can see, it ended up being support. So I looked for a bounce on that level, and as it moved up, and then I added to the position, took some profits here and here. So we made just shy of $2,500 in total on Guard Force AI. So that was a good start to the day. We traded EBIX as well. So EBIX was here pretty much at the same time. We had this initial move up, then the pullback, and then as we started to break the whole dollar of 17, I was looking. I potentially could have got in here for the break of new highs, but I waited for confirmation. I wanted to make sure that we got good volume, as you can see here, and I got in for the break of the whole dollar. We did pull back, but as it then started to break new highs, I added to the position and took profits up here, and I ended up getting stopped. I think I put a trailing stop in place, and it stopped me out on this candle here. So we made it just under $1,000 on EBIX. Then the next thing that we traded was the second Guard Force before trading ELOX Pharmaceutical. So ELOX Pharmaceuticals, after kind of midday that we traded this, and the first trade was okay. We got in as we started to break the whole dollar of 9 new highs. We got in there. I held the position. It kind of added to it there. We had this previous resistance here at 880. That was kind of my stop area when I got in, and then when I added to the position, it was acting as support. So I didn't mind that. Spreads were wide. I didn't like the price action, and this is the problem that I have with this one, is I didn't like the price action on this, and spreads were so wide. Volume was erratic, but the range was huge. So as it started to make its move up, I took profits here, and then I got stopped out here. Now, I traded this later in the day, and this is the one I traded Marathon Digital twice, no, 3 times actually. I'll go to Marathon Digital. I'll come back to this one in just a second. So we went to Marathon Digital, and we traded Marathon Digital right here, and we got in. We got a little bit of a pullback here, new highs. We got in, took some profits, and then got stopped out for the remainder. We got this pullback here. Ideally, I wanted to have got in here, or maybe even the break of the half bell, but we ended up getting in here, and then we got out here for a loss. So what we made here, we lost here. So that was kind of scratched there, and then we traded this a little bit later here as it started to make its move up. We got in here, and then we got out here for a bit of a profit. So we finished $90 up. On Marathon Digital. Pays for the trades, pays for the transaction fees, etc. But not a huge. We were like 225 up. We gave back 300, and then we finished $90 up. So 3 entries on Marathon Digital, and we finished green. So I can't complain. However, ELOX Pharma is the one that kind of taught me a lesson today. Then it was about $4,000 up, and then we started trading this. So we got in here, took some profits up here, and then we got stopped out down here. So what the problem that I had with this is that when we got in here for the break upwards here, wicked spread. So I got a really poor fill. Added to the position here. We got just trailing this, and then as it moved up, I think I had 7,500 shares, and I put 2 sell orders up here for 2,500 shares, and only got 1 of them filled. So it blasted straight past me. I would have been over goal at that stage if I'd got the other 2,500 filled. I had to cancel that order, and then I got out with this one. So it's a small loss on this piece. Then we got back in here, took profits up here, and then put a stop in place as it started to flush down. So that was a profitable trade. We would now kind of 5,000 up in total, 1,500 up on the on this particular ticker. And just getting bored. So then it starts to make its move up, and we get up towards these highs. we get this this small pullback and then a move up. So break new highs. I decided to take, and I've already said I don't like the action on it, so I don't know why I took this position up at the highs, and then as we broke down, I added to the position twice. I'm in the hole to at this level, kind of 890 to the tune of about $7,500. I'm in the red, unrealized. And then it decided to make what we found. What I didn't want to do was try and exit 15,000 shares. I was actually in the hole. There was 5,000 shares, another 5, and so I was at 15,000 shares in the hole, and the volume just dried up. The spreads were wide, the volume was dried up. There was no orders on the level 2, so me trying to unload those shares, the slippage was just going to be huge. I just either wouldn't get filled, or I'd just get massive slippage. So I had to wait for volume to come in, and as it did, I was able to get out here for a profitably slight profit. So I started scaling out at a loss, and it went up, and I managed to get the rest out for. It pretty much ended up kind of a scratch trade in the grand scheme of things. So we ended up back over $5,000. So that's just the way it is. I was a bit stubborn. I should have cut my losses for a small loss instead of actually trying to scale in. But it was a perfect lesson in overtrading for me. I almost gave back all the profits. Now we're not at goal, but $5,000 is a lot of money. It's a good solid green days trading. So yeah, that's a lesson I'm going to take heed of, because about 5 minutes earlier, because I'm filming this live, I'm streaming it live on my on this channel and all the other socials that I'm streaming live on. About 5 minutes before I took that trade, maybe 10 minutes before I took that trade, very choppy market, not a lot of movement, not a lot of movement, not a lot of volatility. And I'm saying, look, if there's nothing moving, don't take a trade just for trading's sake. Don't take a boredom trade. So what do? I take a boredom trade because I'm almost at the precipice. I'm right at the edge of getting to goal. I'm kind of at 5,100, so as I am right now. So just shy of 5,100. So I'm like $900. I need $900 to get to goal. So I just decided to take the trade. It was moving up, and I didn't like the price action. I didn't like the spreads. The range was all over the place. It was just a pure desperation trade just to get over goal, and I should never have taken it. And that for me is today's lesson. Stick to your strategy, be disciplined. And it's difficult. It is difficult. Human nature doesn't like boredom. We like to do nothing, but we don't like to be bored while we're doing it. It's just, we are a weird animal. So look, we've started April off really well. 4 days trading last week because of Good Friday. 1 day's trading this week, and we've had 5 consecutive green days. What does that look like? So we're having a great year, by the way. So we averaged 8,300, just over 8,300 across the whole of last week. Another 5,000 today. So whilst it's not over goal, we were considerably over goal every day last week. So we've got goodness we've got a little bit of goodness in the tank, and it's not really a big deal to just be missing out on $1,000 today. As you can see, the goal average that I'm looking for is $6,000. That doesn't mean, I know in my head sometimes I think I need to get to $6,000 a day. No. The average goal across the whole year is $6,000 per day. But last week, for example, we were considerably over that. So it means that I can have some days when I'm less than. I'm going to have red days, for crying out loud. So I need to get away from that, the kind of OCD mentality where I'm only a few $100 away from hitting goal, and then I'm giving back the proceeds, as I almost did today. So 7,500, 7,700 is the average daily gain in April. So we're doing. It's a really good start. We're doing really well in April. It's a really good start. We've had a big loss in terms of $9,000, but we've had a big gain in terms of $10,000. So it swings and roundabouts, if you will, on that. 3 out of 4 trades, so pretty much in line with the rest of the year. 3 out of 4 trades are going in my way. So trade selection is pretty much where it needs to be. K ratio is over 2, so it's 2.6, and 3.2 is the profit factor. If we look at the win-loss expectation, this is for April. Look at this. That's not even a curve. That's just one line. It's an upwards line. I love that. I love the trajectory of that P&L curve there. It is. It's just one line. I love it. No drawdown. We recovered last month's drawdown on Thursday. No, on Wednesday we recovered that. 3 days it took to recover that. So if I look at the year to date, I would say that we're at annual highs. We're over $500,000 already year to date, so that's really, really good. What I love looking at it here is like days and times and things like that, and performance day of the week. Look at that. Granted, we've had 2 Mondays, so that's why Mondays across the year, Mondays have been across my career, Mondays are my worst performing day of the week. But to see this now in April, that Mondays is my best performing day, it's the only day that I've actually had 2 of. So it's kind of a bit skewed in terms of the in terms of the data set, but that's where it is. But this is interesting in terms of profitability. I was right after the bell, profitability, almost losing. All of the money on today didn't help, but profitability during the open, 9:30 till 10 is probably my most profitable time across my career. That's the case. Last year it made a little bit of different. I think this year to date is slightly different as well. I think 11 o'clock. I've had some big wins around 11 o'clock. I think Silicon Valley or Signature Bank, I think it might have been, and certainly First was it First Citizens Bank or whatever it was, that they were able to trade once they got that bailout. That was midday as well, so that's skewing the numbers from last month. But if I look at this for year to date, we'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So year to date, you can see that I'm barely breaking even on a Monday. So I'm actually losing money still on a Monday. But Mondays are not a great performance-wise. But Wednesday's my best day, and you can see I'm doing well on the 8 till 9 till 10. But as a result of the banking trades that I took last month, it looks like 11 o'clock till 12 o'clock is the best time of day for me to trade. It actually isn't. If I look at win days versus loss days, you can see exactly why that's the case. So if we look at this down here, performance by days of the week, I'm losing money on Mondays, not making as much money on a Mondays, but then I'm not losing money on a Wednesday. So that straight away is one thing. Now, if we look at the performance in terms of times of the day, I make more money between 9 and 10 o'clock. I make more profits between 9 and 10 o'clock than any other time of the day. Unfortunately, I've also made the biggest losses between 9 and 10 o'clock as well. So again, that was the Silicon Valley Bank collapse thing on the, if I look into details on that, the reason for that big loss between 9 and 10 is because of the losses I made trading the banks on the 13th of March. And managed to claw that back later in the day. But you can see categorically the most profits that I make, most profitable trades that I make are between 9 and 10. It's that volatile period of the market. And what I would sincerely recommend that you do, it doesn't have to be TraderView. I recommend TraderView. I use it. It is great. If you want to use TraderView, there's a link in the description to this video. Check it out. It is a freemium service, so that you can actually start using it for free, and then if you like it, you can get additional functionality with it, with subscriptions and things. But check it out. If you're not using TraderView, you can use Trade Anvil. There's a whole bunch of different online trading journals you can use, or just use a spreadsheet. I do recommend that you log your trades and analyze them. If you can analyze them like this, I mean, this is really great insight as well in terms of how long I'm holding positions, trade distribution. You can see I've traded more. There's more trades that I take between 9 and 10 o'clock than any other period during the day. So, and of course, that's because of the volatility. So it's interesting stuff to just analyze your trades and just keep a good idea of where you are and how you can continue to improve your trading. So 516,000 gross now, average daily gain across the year just shy of $8,000 a day. So we're smashing it. 6,000 is the goal. We're absolutely smashing it. And as I said, 75% in April. We're 70% here. So it's still that's what 2 to 1. Ish, 70% to 30%. It's about just better than 2 to 1. K ratio 3.25. So that's risk versus reward, and the profit factor of just over 2.3. So in terms of overall numbers, I think we're having a good year today. We've started off April really well. I'm going to show you today's trades, and well, with the exception of the last ELOX one, which was the best part of 40 minutes long, just to break even on it. Probably not worth showing, but if you do want to watch it, just scroll through on the live recording from kind of 3 o'clock till 3:30 or whatever it was, and you'll see. And look, I'm human like anybody else. Not every trading decision I make is the right one. Not every trade I select goes my way. You've just got to put the odds in your favor by being disciplined and trading to a strategy that works. So in the meantime, I'll do it again tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. Come join me then. So that's 8:30 market time, East Coast, New York. It's 1:30 here in Dublin, Irish summertime. If you're anywhere else, Google is your friend. Work out your time zones. I'm not the speaking clock. I can't help you. And I'll see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, just enjoy these trade replays. Take it easy. Enjoy your evening. Break of 17. For the break of pre-market high, which is 17.55. Lock some of that in. There we go. 16.50. Looking for the break of 17 here. High of day currently 17.15. What's the spreads on this? Spreads are quite rangy. Put 20 cents on the spreads. Come on, take the bid with you. We're going up 720s on the ask, but not with the bid's not getting over. The spreads are where the risk is here right now. 71 cents on the range, so there's good range on this. See this up at 17.50, certainly over 17.25. It's finding a bit of resistance up there at 17.25. Okay. Spreads are wicked rangy. So you're getting big moves on the ask, but it's not taking a bid with it. So just be careful of that. It's locked in $500. Candle breaks are low. I'm out of it. $0.65 on the range. So the range is more than covering the spreads. But the spreads are quite rangy in their own right. Right, this is free trade now. I got stopped out. Okay, $900 on that one, so 2.5K up on the day so far. It depends on the price action. If you've got a volatile stock that's moving like 50 cents a minute, then a 14-cent stop loss is going to get you're not going to use it because it's just going to get you stopped out within a minute. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Range on this one is 64 cents as well. Certainly do. Looking for a bounce on the whole dollar here. Whole dollar bounce. Always get out if it goes against me. The range is about 20 cents, as it was when I got in earlier. I think you're misreading that, Daniel. They've got permission to IPO on the Indian exchange. That's why the EBIX is moving up. It's not an offering on this market. Look in the study data. Right click, study data. Yeah, not too comfortable with this one right now. Don't mind the pullback. Our cup and handle was there, but selling off now. So we've got the support at the $0.50. Locked in a little bit extra there. On the $0.50 before the $0.50. I'll show you exactly where to find it on the chart in a moment. Are you using Dash Trader, then opinion? I'll show you exactly where to find it on the chart in a moment. Right now, I'm just trying to caught between the spreads right now, so I was. A bit of heavy metal. How long did it take me to learn trading? Well, it's not hard to learn how to. We're not talking rocket science here. What's hard is acquiring the discipline and the skills to maintain and stick to a particular strategy. That's the hard bit. Learning the actual trading, you can do that in a fortnight. But it's the actual executing against that, it becomes a bit more difficult. 30-cent trailing stop. We've got 60-cent ATR, so I will get stopped out. But look, it's base hits. It's base hits. So